Good evening, friends. Thank you very much for coming. This is my privilege to present my research. It's been 3 years in the field, in the forest, so everybody was very serious in the lab. My research is like having fun in the forest, driving along the road, so all nice things outside. Before I start, I would like to ask you a question. Do you know this image it's talking about? Yeah. This is a mural that dated more than 35,000 years ago in Sulawesi. So it's gives the impression that the relationships between human and wildlife have been there since millions years ago. So yeah, this is from Zoology, and I think you can, if you search on Google on the archive about the Pleistocene era, so you can find this image from there. So this is to give you an impression how we have huge relationship with wildlife as culture, source of art, source of food, source of nutrition, source of recreational, so many things. But I'm sure you know this guy. Yeah? And also this guy. And their friends. So this kind of animals that I've been studying, so my research is only based on observation, so we don't have that kind of experiment. But I'll give you a brief information about how I structured my thesis: ecology and behavior, population density, population dynamics, and forest, villages, and farmlands in relation with human-wildlife conflict. And also, because I'm part of a wildlife department in Indonesia, so I would like to see how this conservation, ecology and conservation from management perspective. Once upon a time, in 2002, I was assigned by Indonesian government as a forest ecosystem specialist in Kerinci. This is the highest volcano in Indonesia, yeah? Mount Kerinci. And it's nice. So there's one article in Kompas, maybe back in 2001, Jangan mati sebelum Kerinci. So please come to Kerinci. So it's a nice place. It's a beautiful place for a week. For a week. Yeah. More than a week. I've been there for years, so I mean. This is the species, one of the species that I'm studying. This is Sumatran tiger, stripy, yellowish, whitish, and is the biggest wildcat in Indonesia. And in fact, this is the smallest tiger in the world. And so, talking about the range of tiger, now the tiger's habitat is only 7% of its historical range. So we are playing in the 7% of the area, like in this island. So this is a map produced by our collective effort back since 2004 to 2009. And we call it island-wide surveys. It was led by Indonesian scientist Haidir, and it came up with the occupancy estimate of Sumatran tiger in Indonesian island in Sumatra. So my research area is in this big forest block. It is about 26,000 square kilometers, and if you make give you an idea how big it is, Bhutan, a nation, a country, is 36 million hectares, right? My area is 26 million hectares, so this more than two-thirds of Bhutan. What the technology we've been using? The main one is camera trap and GPS collar. I didn't show that. I'm not showing you the GPS collar because we set the GPS collar once for blue leopard. It failed, and we had more than 10 tigers individual collared back since 2008, So 6 were successful, 4 were trapped and dead. So at least like 60% are successful. So the main equipment, the ultimate equipment of my research is a camera trap. So we set cameras in the forest, and we set the grid. We put a camera trap on the trail, animal trail. You know, when you walk in the forest, you can find the animal trail, and we can identify which area is suitable to set this trap or not. And then from there we set paired cameras, and it's passive infrared cameras, so it automatically triggered by a motion sensor, a heat sensor. So yeah, we got images from camera trap. So to give you ideas, I have 7 study areas in this national park. 1, 3, 4, 6. In the lowland, mountain, submountain, and mountain forest. And then also 3 more study areas in the peripheral. The last 3 study areas, we meant to set this study to know about the potential human-wildlife conflict in the areas, because we have quite a high incidence in human-wildlife conflict. So we want to know, we want to predict how these animals the risk of the conflict in these particular villages. And you see this how the elevational, altitudinal range of Kerinci Sebelat National Park. So the Mount Kerinci, the highest volcano in Indonesia, and there's several lakes in Kerinci. So the area is like dominated by hill forests and submountain forests. So basically, our study area is within those range. And this is a brief result of tiger individuals we captured from camera trap. These areas I circulate you can see in the screen, is the highest density of tigers in the area, so it's quite important area for tiger conservation. And this is my first chapter. So I'm a forester by training. So for this chapter, I was forced to study very heavy statistics, which headache, because enough. So thankfully it's already published, so I have like 1 flag raising for my thesis. And also I want to know about the population trend within the study areas. So give you impression from 2005 to 2015. So we have a 5-year interval of surveys, and we how to see the effort of our surveys and how much the area we cover. But then the population fell dramatically. So the first survey in 2005, we got 5 tiger individuals. The second, we got 3 individuals, and the latest survey, we got only 1 individual in 1 study area. So this 1 study area is like very concerning because, yeah, so many reasons. I'll give you ideas about that later on. And also, we recorded human-wildlife conflict incidents since 2000 to 2015, like 15 years data. So from this, I would like to draw like the factual effect or factual potential conflict between animal and human. So I show you the population decline, but also I would like to give you good news. So this guy was detected in 2005, very young, yeah, and then 2009 and 2015, but we don't know in 2019. So it's like a promising evidence that we've got this well-protected national park. And you can see this 3, yeah? Sorry. So from this, this was from 2006. Oh, sorry, 8. A tigress get snared by wild pig snare in Bengkulu. And from the management perspective, I want to assess how this our management intervention affect the population trend, population stability in the forest. And also I'm involved in the international meeting in tiger conservation. And to close my presentation, these are some pictures I've got from the field, and I need to one by one identify which individual is A, B, C, and so on, and then from that I develop matrix to assess, to estimate the population density. And since I was matriculated in 2014, so you can count 1, 2, 3, 4 years. So hopefully next year I'll finish my PhD, and this is my personal plan to implement science-based management in Indonesia, or becoming one of the decision makers in Indonesian research forestry. So thank you very much. I hope this gives you impression, gives you ideas about what I've been doing in the field. Now I'm not playing, because I'm gathering data, but I do love my fieldwork. I do love it. Thank you very much.